Hello, I am Miss Mary, and I'm at the Pacific Grove Public Library, and you're here joining me for Crafternoon. So, today's craft is really neat. It's going to require some construction paper. You can choose whatever color you like. We're actually going to be making a tree. So, if you think about the bark, you can choose brown, black, whatever you think would look good. And to make that tree trunk, you're actually going to be tracing your hand. The next thing we're going to be using is paint. I'm using two colors, yellow and green, and then I'm going to kind of make a third combining the two. We'll see how that goes. And you'll need Q-tips for the paint, and a pen to trace your hand, and scissors to cut out the handprint. So let's get started. I think what I'd like to do is I'm going to go ahead and use the brown, and I'm going to line it up so that there's room for my fingers and hand. I'm going to take my pen, you can use a pencil, either one, and carefully trace, and I'll kind of go around my ring, and around, and of course I bet you can figure out my fingers represent. That's right, the limbs of the tree, and a little bit farther to the end. Okay, so there we go. Now the next step is to cut out the handprint. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to turn it over and glue the back side to the piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut out all the tracings. Just like that. And continue to cut. Whoops. As best you can. And I'm just going to trim this part. It's getting a bit awkward. And I think, okay, there's my hand. I'm just going to start over here. Now I'm down to just this one last tree branch. Okay, great. So now I'm just going to turn over, and of course, if there is any ink, it's hidden. I'll recycle my scraps, and I need my glue. So the next part is I have a piece of paper, and I even have a little paint on it already. So I think actually I'll cover that up with my tree branch if I can. Let's see. Well, I think it'll be all right like this. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on the side with the ink or the pencil marks, and make sure that each branch has some glue. And plenty for the center where the trunk is. And I'll just flip it over. You can put in the center, or you can choose where you want to place your tree trunk. All right, and now now that I have my trunk and branches, I'm going to take my Q-tip and I'm going to dip it in the paint and make the leaves. And I'm just going to kind of go around the limbs or branches of the tree. And then I'm going to kind of extend the leaves outward. And this is kind of the fun part. And as you can see, the more dots of ink, the larger the tree is. And I'm just going to continue going around. And next, I think I am going to use some of the green paint. And so I'll have some kind of the yellow and the green. And maybe with my green, I'll kind of create more of an outline of how I want the leaves to look. And I'm going to try to go a little bit rounder if I can. Just like that. Oops. And then I'm going to continue on this side. Kind of that round pattern. And there's all the leaves on this side as well. And I need to fill in this a little bit more with some green leaves. So I will do that, and then I'm going to try to really make it really round like I did on this side. And I'll fill in some of that white with leaves. There we go. And now if I want to, I can go ahead and add a little more design. Like that. It's up to you how you like to design your tree with your leaves. Just really to have fun. And I'm looking around. That looks actually really good. I'm pleased with how that turned out. I think what I'd like to do, remember I said I have a third color? I'm going to put that Q-tip down, get a new one, whoops, and kind of mix them just a little bit to see what will happen. A little more yellow. See if I can make more of a yellow-green color, which might be a nice color for some leaves. Okay, that's looking really good. All right, now I'm ready for my third color. And I'm going to add that in there where there's, oops, some white. I think, let me try that again. I may not have used enough paint. All right, I'm trying to get as much as I can of this color. And I'll put a little bit over here as well. Kind of, I'm trying to use 3 dots for each section. I think, you know what I need to do? I really just need to create more of this yellow-green paint. And remember that green is pretty dominant, so I'll need to definitely add more yellow to balance it out. And that is looking really good. Okay, I'm getting close to matching that first color. Try to incorporate a little more yellow. Try to keep an as even color as I can, or as blended as I can. Okay, I'm really happy with that. So now that I've kind of flattened out my Q-tip, I want to get a new one that's a little more round at the bottom. And then I can continue making a different color leaf, kind of a yellow-green leaf, like that, and around. And I'm going to make some more leaves up here. And over here as well, kind of fill in some of that white. And I really like how this is turning out. And I noticed that I'm missing a few over here, so I'll add some there. Wow, I really like how that turned out. So, I think I'm done. Well, I hope you enjoyed Crafternoon this afternoon. I am Miss Mary, and I am here at the Pacific Grove Public Library, and thank you so much for joining me. Have fun crafting!